Hello, it's Who Time, and we have official figure news at last. Wave 1 of the 2022 Doctor Who B&M sets has been revealed on the 9th of August. And yeah, this video's a little bit late, sorry about that. The news broke whilst I was away on holiday. But here we are now, so let's run through and analyse each of the 4 sets, and I'll give you some of my thoughts as well. First, let's get Dalek. Isn't that right, Derek? That's not a phrase, is it? Sorry about that. Anyway, moving on. So the intel was true. We have got a second set based on Planet of the Daleks in the form of History of the Daleks Set 9. And now collectors can get their hands on these rare Dalek variants, the Planet Supreme Dalek and the Invisible Dalek. The Planet Supreme only had a release in the Dalek Collector Set 1 over 10 years ago, and it never got that Sound Effects Dalek Wave 2 release, of course, so it's been a long wait for those who missed out the first time round. Looking at the new release, the headlamps are a bit more opaque, they've got a sort of cloudy quality to them, a cloudy purple. The oval in the chest is gone as well, which makes it more screen accurate. Character have clearly done a slight retool here, which is a welcome change. As for the Invisible Dalek, or the anti-reflecting lightwave Dalek, he's of course a rare figure too, with only one prior release in the Toys R Us 2013 Dr. Dalek Wave, specifically with Pertwee in that lovely purple velvet jacket. This new release though is completely transparent, unlike the original, which has the black spray paint at the top to emulate the cliffhanger reveal in Planet of the Daleks, of course. Overall, this is a wonderful set to bring 2 rare figures back and give fans a second chance to get them. Given the Planet Supreme is actually more accurate, and there's a new Invisible Dalek variant, I could be tempted to get one myself. Next up, we have History of the Daleks Set 10, based on Death of the Daleks. Here we have 2 Dalek variants, one with orange headlamps and a machine gun, the other with clear headlamps and a standard Dalek gun. These are 2 straightforward reissues. The orange headlamp one was originally released in the 2-pack with Pertwee a good 10 years ago, and the standard Death Dalek did get a release in the Sound Effects Dalek Wave. Here are the original releases alongside the new. They look almost exactly the same. The only slight nuisance with the new ones is that they haven't painted underneath the mesh and the slats. Painted them in black, like the originals have got. Also, the standard Dalek gun should be black too. The original release didn't have this either, which is annoying as well. Shame they didn't correct this on this release though, on this re-release. However, it is a nice straightforward re-release of the 2 Death Dalek variants and a nice opportunity to army build them. I may grab some myself as I'm a big fan of the story. Okay, now we're on to the 3-packs. First we have an 8th Doctor set with all 3 main variants of the 8th Doctor's costumes. We've got the TV movie version, the Night of the Doctor version, and the Dark Eyes Big Finish version. The TV movie version is quite rare these days, having only had a release in the 11 Doctors set and the Toys R Us 2013 comics-inspired set. This new one here has new paint apps, which better resemble the on-screen counterpart. It does lack the pattern on the waistcoat though, which is on the original release. Looking at the Night of the Doctor version, which is also a rarity nowadays, it had a release in the 5.5-inch collector range and in the 13 Doctors set, which was a limited release. This new version features darker colour tones on the costume compared to the original, which is arguably the better match to the on-screen costume. Lastly, we have the Dark Eyes Big Finish costume, which isn't particularly rare as it was released in both late 2019 and early 2020 at B&M for some of those Big Finish Dr. Dalek releases. Apart from some improved paint apps, more notably, unlike previous releases, this figure now comes with a satchel. This has been nicked from character's old Primeval figure range, specifically from a set with Connor Temple and a creature. And then it's given a different paint job, of course. All in all, this is a nice set for those who are missing versions of the 8th Doctor on their shelf. 2 of the figures are certainly rare, so will undoubtedly be a welcome reissue, with arguably better paint apps than the original. For me though, I'm not so keen to buy this set, as I already have these figures, so I'm not quite sold on this slight variation in the paint apps. Last but not least, we have a 10th Doctor set with 3 new variants of the 10th Doctor. 2 of the figures depict Tennant in his slightly brighter blue 2-piece suit and pale blue shirt with burgundy tie from the Wedding of Sarah Jane Smith 2-parter. One has the coat on and one is without. These are simply straightforward re-releases of these 10th Doctor figure sculpts with new paint apps. Sadly, the pinstripe quality to 10 suit isn't captured here. To be fair, they are quite faint red pinstripes, so aren't that visible unless you're looking quite closely. The third variant is inspired by the 10th Doctor Adventures comic book series. This figure has a scruffy, ragged look with no jacket, and his shirt and tie are dirty and askew. For those of us who know our figures, this is of course a reuse of the regenerated 11th Doctor figure from the Crash 2-pack, but now with the Tennant head popped on top. For me, and I'm sure for many others, this is by far the weakest set, as it's simply straightforward repaints, giving us some niche variants of 10. Given you can super easily obtain a 10th Doctor on the secondary market for a cheaper price, as he's had so many releases down the years, it feels unnecessary to introduce another 9,000 figures of him into the market. You can justify the 8th Doctor set as 2 of those 3 figures are rare, but in 10's case, this is absolutely not the case. I feel this set is a terrible cheap misfire, and many of these will be clogging up B&M shelves for a long time. Now, I would have been kinder to this set if it had included even basic repaints of the Scarecrow and the Clockwork Droid, as I suggested in my previous video, but instead we have 3 repainted Tennants. One of them has technically got the 11th Doctor body, but again, it's a repaint of an existing body, so I won't be picking this up. With this and the 8th Doctor 3-packs in mind, I really hope the anticipated 9th and 13th Doctor 3-packs in Wave 2 don't look like this. No thank you. And that's the whole wave. 4 sets coming in September 2022. Now overall, for me personally, this wave is a little bit disappointing, a little bit underwhelming, as I was hoping for some new sculpts to make new characters and monsters in those 3-packs. I certainly wasn't expecting 3 versions of the 8th and 10th Doctors in those packs. However, I don't want to be too cruel on this wave, except for the 10th Doctor pack, of course. Tut tut tut. As it presents a golden opportunity for those fans who missed out on certain figures. Some of those figures in these new sets haven't had a re-release in many years, over 10 years, and are now super rare and super expensive. So this presents a great opportunity for those fans to pick up these rare figures and get them at a reasonable price and add them onto their shelves. So that is fantastic from character. Thumbs up there. For me, as a veteran in the Doctor Who figure range who has these figures already, I'm just hoping character has allocated more budget towards new sculpts in the second wave of sets that are due in November, and towards the future character online exclusive sets. So I'm just waiting and looking forward to those reveals in due course. And that's the end of the video. As always, don't forget to like and comment on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And why not click on that bell for notifications of new content from me. And if you want to hear more from me and see more of my customs and props and all the rest of it, then go and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. My Twitter handle is @WhoTimeUK. My Instagram is instagram.com/WhoTimeUK. Cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.